Hey everybody, so I'm back with a really exciting update. I think you're going to love this video. I was able to recently pay a surprise visit to one of my longtime subscribers. Amy is a full denture wearer, and after struggling with her teeth and ending up with a set of dentures that she just was not happy with, she ended up getting a set of dentures using Ivoclar's Fenora's teeth, which is what I'm wearing here, and the Ivo-based processing for the acrylic and all of that. Same thing that I have, except hers are removable and mine are not. So she had no idea that I was coming, and I was able to meet her and do a pretty good interview with her. I think that you'll really love this interview. A lot of you will be able to relate to it. I know that I did. So I don't want to give too many details away, so keep watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you get all of these updates straight to your inbox. You can find me on Instagram. It's kalinjax on Instagram. My blog is iweardentures.com. And don't forget to go over to morethanaddenture.com, which is Ivoclar's website, and you can hear more about Amy's story over there. And leave a comment in the comment section, because I'm sure she's going to be watching this, and maybe she'll be able to respond and answer some questions. So you guys take care.
So, Amy, tell us a little bit about your dental background.
My dental history, it started getting bad with my first pregnancy. I started having, severe acid reflux, and I started noticing, some breakdown in my back teeth where I had had previous fillings, and then it just became one cavity after another. I got my first set of dentures about 5 years ago. I didn't play a part in getting those dentures. They just took the impression and, made them for me. I had an online friend, actually, Kalinjax is what her YouTube channel was. She was my best friend and didn't know it. I would watch her videos and her updates and follow, exactly what was going on in her journey, because at that point in my life, it was like my dirty little, secret that I just kept to myself. I absolutely love and appreciate her for putting herself out there, for putting it out there to help other people.
You want to tell her that now?
What?
You want to tell Chrissy that now?
Yeah, like now? Like here?
Oh my gosh! Hey! Oh my gosh, your teeth look so great. Oh, I'm so glad to be here to meet you.
Oh my gosh, me too. Like, I'm gonna start to cry. I don't even know what to say. It's like, I'm a starstruck.
Oh my gosh, they showed me your video, and I was gonna cry looking at your smile. They look so great.
Oh, thank you.
Look great.
Oh, it's like I'm starstruck. Like, my heart is right. Seriously, like you, you're the reason why I'm here, but you're also was my best friend through everything, because I didn't tell my family. I didn't have, anybody. So every time you do a video, I was like, okay, and I felt a little bit more at peace, and I just can't even tell you.
Oh, so awesome.
Thank you so much. Seriously, you changed my life. I mean,
People are gonna see your smile, and they're gonna have hope through you now. Hey everybody, it's Kalinjax. So I am here in New York at Ivoclar's headquarters, where I have just surprised Amy with a visit. She came in here to get a photo shoot done. They've got all their lighting and everything set up, and she had no idea I was coming. So I popped in and surprised her, and we've got a lot of time to discuss so many different topics that I think that you'll really find very useful to you. So stay tuned and check out what we've got. So I just wanted to ask you a bunch of different questions, but I want to start with where are you from, kind of what's your history and everything.
my name's Amy. I'm originally from Indiana. I grew up in a small town, a small college town, and then I recently, about 2.5 years ago, moved to Kentucky.
When did your problems begin with your teeth, with your natural teeth?
2002, that's when I got pregnant with my daughter, and I had some struggles before then due to a car accident, but never, I didn't have any cavities as a kid. I didn't have any struggles, as a child.
And so it was like a rapid type of thing that just progressed quickly.
It was literally, it felt, of course, it wasn't, but it felt like to me, it was overnight. It was like I started with having pain, And then they started to kind of deteriorate. I went and had them fixed. The filling would fall out, and then I'd be back to square one.
How did you find your dentist?
I dentist hopped,
Yeah.
because I went where, what I could afford and what I could get done at that point. So
Right.
unfortunately, I didn't have a ideal just one dentist.
When did you realize that you needed to become a full denture wearer?
I realized that after I had a filling put in my front tooth and the pain that I was in. I would sit and I would cry and cry and cry because I hurt so bad. And the day I come across your videos was the day I realized I didn't need a dentist to tell me I needed dentures. It was something I needed to do for myself.
So how did you find my videos? What were you looking at?
I, of course, was in my 20s, so I Googled young denture wearers.
Okay.
Because I wanted to see if there was anybody else like my age that was out there. And your video was the first one that popped up. And I was like, this girl is absolutely gorgeous. There's no way she has dentures. I'm gonna, check this out. At that very moment, my exact thought was, if she can do this, I can do this.
Right. So you kind of already had an idea that you might need to get dentures.
Yeah, at the age that I was at, it was, we don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I can't just keep fixing them over and over again.
It's a difficult position to be in because, you do want to save
Oh,
as many
absolutely.
teeth as you can.
Absolutely.
That's always the primary goal.
Yeah.
But then it's like when you have these infected teeth that are causing you so much pain, and I've experienced that pain.
And abscesses and
It's the worst. You never even realize how much pain could go into one small part of your
Right.
body until you experience
Exactly.
an abscess. So I get that.
Yeah.
And, I that was my worst nightmare, was the thought that I might lose my teeth. But the pain was so bad that it got to the point that I just didn't care.
Exactly. That's where I
know?
was at. I was just done.
Yeah.
I was done hurting. I was done hiding. I was done being miserable. And, I went from absolutely hopeless to seeing you and hearing you and knowing, there's an option out there. There's like the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak.
Even if you do see somebody that had good results, there's always
Right.
that chance that, well, what if this doesn't work out for me? How did you process that?
Had I seen all of your videos and then went into it, I would have had different expectations. But unfortunately, when I went in, I didn't have any expectations. I wasn't educated in, the areas that I needed to be in. So I went in with very minimal expectations.
So what was the process of getting your first set of dentures like?
It was very emotional. I remember the day my mom picked me up and, she took me in. I made the appointment and my anxiety was through the roof and I was scared to death. And unfortunately, that dentist that I had chose, there was no comfort. I just went in and they did what they did, and I went in with 12 teeth and I left with my temporary set and went home and kind of fended for myself because I didn't know.
I think that that's something that a lot of denture wearers struggle with, is that when they go to the dentist, oftentimes the professionals that they're seeing are looking at it from a clinical standpoint.
Absolutely.
It's all very medical, and
Yes.
it's a sterile environment. But what they're not realizing is that as a denture wearer or a person who's becoming a denture wearer, it really doesn't matter why you ended up needing dentures,
Absolutely.
how old you are, and not have the professional, empathize with you
Right.
and really understand the emotional impact. It makes it so much harder. A really critical part of this whole process is finding some kind of a support system. So what did you not like about the set that you initially got?
When I first got them, I didn't know what I didn't like. I had my extractions, I had my temporary set, and then 3 months later, they gave me my permanent set. So my mouth had not had time to heal. It had not really had time to shrink and do the things that it was going to do, because I think that's a big part too, is people don't realize how much your mouth changes over time after extractions. That was really hard for me to accept and
Right.
see. So I didn't really know what was wrong with them. I just knew that something wasn't right. And then you started making more videos and I'm like, yes, that's it. That's what I'm noticing. I didn't know how to verbalize it.
They know what they want, and they know that they don't have what they want.
Right.
And they don't even know how to explain
to
why
verbalize
it's
it.
not what they want. They'll say what you said.
Right.
I felt like something was off. It just feels off. I
Right.
look in the mirror and something just doesn't quite look right.
Right.
And so they'll go online and they'll find pictures of people that have like these amazing
Right,
dentures
right.
and whatnot, and it's like, that's exactly what I want. I don't know how to explain
They don't know what to
it
ask
is
for.
that I
Yeah.
want.
Mhm.
Right. What led you into the process of replacing that set?
I started picking up the same behaviors that I had with my natural bad teeth. I got my extractions. I'm not in pain. Why am I still self-conscious and miserable?
I think that is probably one of the hardest things people have to go through, is when they finally face their fears,
Yeah.
get their extractions, and they're all hyped up like, this
Yeah.
is going to be it for me. I'm
Yeah.
going to be able to smile again. I'm going to feel good. And then to not have their expectations met, and then to especially revert back to old behaviors
Right.
of,
Yeah.
covering your mouth and being self-conscious again. It's like, why did I even have to go through
Exactly.
all that I went through? I mean, that makes
Right.
it even more painful. Like, I did that and I still
It does.
am feeling awful.
Yeah.
Right. You saw my previous hybrids that I
Yeah.
had, and they looked great.
Right.
And I was pleased with those. I could have had them for a long time, but then
Right.
Ivoclar reached out to me. They found my videos online and they said, well, we believe that we can give you something that looks more natural.
Right.
And, I think that you'll really like it. Would you be willing to let us restore your smile,
Right.
replace what you currently have?
Right.
And so I figured that, I had nothing to lose, so why not?
Right.
And it was through that process of letting them educate me on
Right.
how they are able to construct a nice looking smile, why materials matter so much. With the Finara's teeth, for instance, one of the things I ran into with my previous set was that the lighting situation was
Yes.
horrible, because
Yes.
these are flat white teeth that just bounce light off.
Yes.
And they look blindingly white. But the material that's used in Finara's teeth, there's a light
Right.
texture to it. It absorbs light
Right.
and gives that natural appearance. And it's something that a lot of dentists don't really educate you on.
They don't.
They just kind of give you what they have, what
Right.
they're used to, and you just take what you can get because you don't know that there's other options available.
Exactly. And that's exactly where I was at until, like I said, I found your videos. And so then you, in turn, encouraged me to start looking at more and researching more.
Share with us what your experience, the whole road to getting your new smile with Ivoclar's teeth. How did that whole thing pan out?
I had called around, I had went to dentists, and no one wanted to venture out. They had what they used, that's what they used, and they weren't budging. It was a matter of them ordering them being able to, as a dentist and as a lab, to be able to order them to get them. So I'm like, okay, that's not that difficult, or one wouldn't think it was that difficult. I'm like, I've already had my extractions. I walk in, she opens up a box, and there is, a handful of dentures, pre-made dentures that are there. She's like, which one do you want? What kind do you want? I'm not exactly certain what I
Right.
want. So can I, how are we going to do this? Are we going to, go back and we can talk about, no, you need to pick out what style you want. On the way home, I'm in tears and I'm crying and I'm, just fed up. I'm done. I'm ready to just throw in the towel and just deal with what I have.
Right.
And I picked up the phone and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go straight to the horse's mouth. I'm going to find out who carries their products. So I called and she's like, okay, let me connect you to Joe Bellucci. He might be able to help you. And, we corresponded back and forth, and it was really such an incredible, interaction to have somebody care like that. I'm thinking to myself, okay, here I am in small town Kentucky right now, and here you are for a international company, and you're caring about my feelings? That was
Yeah.
crazy.
So you were able to find somebody that pointed you in the right direction to get
Yeah.
the teeth that you wanted. I think it's extremely important that, as patients, we educate ourselves so that we're not going in there blindly, and we know how to kind of take control so that we can get the results that we want. So knowing everything that you know now, if you were to be able to somehow travel back in time and see yourself at your worst, what kind of advice would you give yourself?
To educate myself, to really research and know what I wanted, to know what I'm going into, to know what I need to ask.
And that's the goal of my channel, is not just to encourage people, which is extremely important
Right.
too, that people are not going to feel isolated
Right.
and alone, but also, as I get information, try to share that information with others so that they can have a better experience. And sometimes people end up
with, you know, these wonky looking dentures, and they feel hopeless and helpless. They don't know where to go to for help. And they get the impression that this is just the way it is. If you're a denture wearer, this is a fact of life for you. You're just going to have to accept that. But you're here and you're proof that that's just not true.
Right. And the biggest thing for me is, you know, I can't afford to have that. I can't afford to have, you know, that kind of smile. Until I got to your video and you specifically was like, you don't have to have implants to have this, you know, denture. And it is possible. I mean, you can have a completely natural looking smile and incredible teeth for
way less.
Exactly, an affordable amount. You know, with this set, it's like it was affordable. You know, of course, you have to save. You know, have to put money back. You can't just, you know.
Yeah.
But it is possible. You don't have to just settle for what you have.
Right. So what would you say to those who aren't happy with their dentures, but they're still under the impression that if I want a smile like hers, like Kalinjax, then I have to have $45,000. What would you tell them?
You don't have to have $45,000 to have Finnair's teeth. You know, because they can put them in a removable denture. It's a matter of knowing what to ask for and have what you want down.
I mean, honestly, I think that you've got an amazing smile.
Well, it's funny, we have the same teeth. Yours is, you know, implants and mine is removable, but it's the exact same quality as far as teeth go.
We're going to show you guys our teeth side by side. So if you're thinking that you need implants to have an attractive smile, implants are metal rods. That's not attractive at all. This is a removable denture here, and these are my implants, you know, my implant-supported hybrid dentures, and they both look amazing because these teeth are what make them look so great. As long as you have the right-looking quality of teeth, the size and shape that fits your particular appearance, then you're going to have a great smile. It's possible to get the results that you want, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
For some reason, a lot of dentists keep pumping out these like perfectly straight
piano keys,
picket fences, and it's not attractive. It's like a fingerprint. It's these little characteristics are going to make them unique to you. And I think that a lot of the times the dentist wants to give the patient what they think that the patient wants, and more often than not, they think that the patient wants perfectly straight teeth. And the patient thinks that that's what they want too, but it's not, and they don't know how to communicate that.
To keep those slight imperfections of your natural teeth, you know, make a world of difference.
Yeah, I agree. So as far as support goes, what kind of support have you had through all of this?
In the beginning, I had my mom. She was the only one that I trusted enough to, you know, talk about my situation with. I was actually single when I decided to have my extractions done and to get dentures, which was an adventure in itself. Dating with dentures is not something anybody wants to talk about or even contemplate. Fast forward, I met my fiance 3 years ago, and I even kept it from him, or at least tried to, you know, and he sat me down and he was like, look, there's nothing to be ashamed of. There's no, you know, I know, so let's just be real with one another and, you know, go from there. And, you know, he's been my rock ever since.
Do you have any words of encouragement for someone out there who might be struggling with this and really, you know, apprehensive about opening up to people about it?
There's no shame in it, period. You know, you're going to run into people that, you know, are just cruel people. You know, that's life. But don't be ashamed of it. Just embrace it. Have the conversations. Talk about it. Because there really is no shame in it, whether you are, you know, 18 to 25 or 25 to 80.
This is an emotional situation that you have to go through, and you need to have a dentist that you can have open communication with, somebody that you trust with your feelings, because this is personal. This is not just medical. This is an emotional thing that we're having to go through.
Absolutely. And I'll be the first to tell you that I didn't realize it would have such an emotional impact on my life.
And I think that just by, you know, creating this community on YouTube of people that are sharing their experiences is something that, you know, for a long time has been like top secret. Nobody wants to talk about
taboo.
it. Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
that is going to open up more dialogue between people and kind of alleviate some of that, heavy feeling about the idea of becoming a denture wearer. I personally feel like it's your responsibility to other people, that if you know how horrible something feels, if it makes you feel so bad that you're ashamed to leave the house, you don't, want to talk to people face to face, you're scared to date. If you know how that feels, then if you know how it feels to heal from that, I feel like it's kind of your responsibility to share that.
Right.
It's really difficult to say, well, I don't like the way that the world is and how people, are so
Right.
cruel, when you are not willing to be the change that you're looking for.
Absolutely. And that's a lot of what, honestly, what Ivoclar as a company has taught me, and just the way that they are, the people, their personalities. Like, they have incredible people working for their company.
And I just thought that it was awesome that a manufacturing company that usually doesn't even work with patients, somebody was actually researching online and found my videos and took time to watch them. I mean, that
Right.
spoke volumes to
Right.
me. And just, the process of them restoring my smile, now restoring your smile, and we're sitting here having this conversation here.
But then I thought back to sitting on the couch that day, and here you were, you're telling your story, and I'm like, look, she changed my life. That I might tear up, but I'm like, she changed my life. So what is me saying, hey, guess what? I wear dentures and it's okay. What does it matter? I mean, if it's going to help somebody else.
Do you ever feel like it kind of opens up another side of other people when you are smiling at them?
Oh, definitely.
Smile has so much broader of an impact than you would probably ever realize until you're healed from that and can smile again. And then you can look back and see all the things that you missed in life.
It is. And I think that if I could go back and make the decision sooner. I would have done it in a heartbeat, because I wasted so much of my life being worried about what people were going to think, and, worried about, oh my gosh, I'm too young to have dentures, and then take all of that time and just live. There's all these things that are taboo and that people don't think to talk about.
Right.
Well, I say talk about it, because it's not gonna go away. Right, exactly.
Yeah. I'm glad that we had a chance to talk, because, we do have such similar backgrounds, similar experiences with our teeth, but now we have different results. We have the same results. You've got dentures.
Right.
I have implants.
Right.
So we both are so happy with our smile.
Exactly.
And that's what I really wanted everybody to see.
And I think it'll open up as well, so people can understand that, you don't have to have implants to be able to have Veneers teeth and to have fantastic teeth.
Right. Well, thank you for being here, and thank Ivoclar for letting me pull off this awesome surprise to meet her. Hopefully we can meet up again and do another video.
Oh,
That would be
absolutely.
awesome.